Hey, it's a shame point to the word. Sorry about the last one. Cut out. Um, my memory's getting a little low. I have to delete every video before I post a new one. So I apologize about that. So this will be part 6 of I'm a Christian, now what? So I was leaning off on you're kind of naive to when you're just saved. So you look around and people are professing Christians and they're like, oh yeah, I believe in God, and I'm spiritual. So anyone can say whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean it's true. So I remember in the old Left Behind books, they said once a person was saved, they had a cross on their forehead, to indicate, oh, he's saved, for sure, 100%. So it's not that easy now. I remember Jesus saying, you'll know them by their fruits. So, and so I wanted to also explain, our family is expecting a little girl, and so in August. And the reason I mention that is because we're actually moving into our first house. So the place we're moving to is we live in Wisconsin, so it's a place called New London. And so I've been looking for church buildings and stuff, and so I went through Google yesterday at work, and this is a perfect example for this series or playlist. So the reason I mention that is because I searched Google and I looked at a whole bunch of different church buildings, and so I'm going through the list, and God will give you discernment, and he'll let you understand denominations and different things like that, and he'll give you that discernment. So when I was scanning through that list yesterday, I already thanks to God for the information he's given me, I can kind of scan down that list, and it's for instance, it would say, oh, Methodist Church. So I'm okay, no. It said Assemblies of God, I'm scrolling past, okay, no, don't want that one. And so Lutheran Church, no. Methodist, keep going down. I'm okay, I don't want any part of those. And then it said United Church of Christ or something. So I'm okay, what's that? And I look it up, and I guess it's Protestants, Protestantism. And if you don't know what that is, Protestants are so hundreds of years ago, in the Catholic Church, their whole system, they got out of that, and they basically started their own churches. So an example of that is Lutherans and Calvinists, so John Calvin and Martin Luther. So I guess that, yeah, it's the United Church of Christ or something. It's it could be a Lutheran or Calvinist. I'm okay, no. Keep scrolling down. There's some, I think it's Victory Church or something like that. So that one, what I mean, there's no buzzwords. There was no indication of what that was. So I'm okay. I went on their website. I went on their sermons. And I started listening to it. And this guy was talking basically a whole bunch of social issues, and you gotta, you guys need to attend the school board, and see what's going on with keep tabs on that, because they're teaching our children stuff, and they're calling different pronouns, or he, she, whatever. And so he's going through all this, and yeah, there's a time and place for all that, but basically in a nutshell, all those social issues are it doesn't matter. It's a distraction. It's the old adage, the Titanic is sinking. Let's rearrange the all the patio furniture and all that. So or deck furniture. Sorry. And so I apologize if you can hear like sleet. It's like sleeting out right now as I'm driving. But yeah, so he's talking about all these like social issues, and it's like, like I want to go to church to learn about Jesus and praise Him and learn and stuff like that. I don't want to go there for like social issues. Like I could, like I could watch news or something. If I want to do that. So I don't know. Like it's like Jesus said. Like like go throughout the world, preaching the gospel, not preaching. Like just fixing these little issues. Like I don't know. It's like such a distraction, and there's a bunch of distractions out there. So yeah, I didn't really care for that. Plus, he's like very sympathetic to like Catholicism, and so he was saying how he had a friend, is a pastor friend, and he was saying how his pastor friend said, "Hey, I noticed at the end of your service that you never bless people." And the pastor, the guy I was listening to, he's like, "Oh, I've never been taught." And so ever since then, like, he's telling a story how, before that, people used to, have like, junky, clunky cars and, not dress the best. Like, he's like saying like, they're blue collar or whatever. And he said, they started blessing people at the end of his sermons, and he's like, well, now, people are coming up to me saying, "Oh, pastor, I just got a raise," or "Pastor, I got a brand new car now," and like, he's equating it all to, like, just worldliness. Like the Bible says, Paul is saying, I've learned to be content. Like that's, I think he wrote that in like 1 Timothy or something, and I think that's the same chapter as, for the love of money is the root of all evil. It's the same same context. So he's like saying, we're supposed to be, content with all our stuff. Like, like I have a car. I'm driving to my job. Like we should be content with what we have. So I don't know. That just listening to that, I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want anything to do with this. And so, that I'm looking out of like. Other like towns, like trying to find stuff there. Nothing. Like it's so like I don't promote like being like a lone wolf kind of Christian. Like I really would love to find a church and to have fellowship, but it is hard. It's hard. And so if you guys find one wherever you guys are at, I commend you. But like really just like I said, really ground yourself in the foundation of Jesus and the Bible, and like it's a hard road. Like it's, but honestly, like the changes that happen in your life and around you are well worth it, and Jesus is well worth it, and there's no comparison. So I'll end it there. Again, I apologize for the camera like right out of memory. So all right, have a good day, guys. Bye.